Hello everyone. So in the last video, we looked at what are lists, how to create lists, and how to do indexing on list. In this video, we'll continue with list, but we'll look at certain operations on list, like slicing on list, and we add any elements to a list, and so on and so forth. Right? So let's start. So let's start with slicing of list. Slicing is same as, again, slicing of strings. Okay, we'll take a couple of examples here. Let's create the list called L1, and let's say we have some integers in it. Okay, 2, 8, 1, 0, 4, 9, 7, 3, 6. So how many elements are there? Let's check. Print length of L1. Let's try to run this. There are 9 elements. Okay, so indexes are 0 to 8. All right. Now let's try to do some slicing activity here. Print L1 off. How to do slice? Square brackets. Inside square bracket, we write the starting index. Let's say 1 colon. We write the ending index where to stop the index. Sorry, stop the slice. Let's say 6 colon, and the step in which we want to perform the slice. Let's say 1. So how it will work? It will basically start with the first index. So in here, this is the 0th index. Index number 1, index number 2, index number 3, index number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? 0. I'm saying index 1 to 6. So we'll start from here. This is my end index, which is not be included, right? It will not be included, remember? And the step is 1. So it will start with the index number 1, go to second index, then third index, then fourth index, then fifth index. It will not go to the sixth index, which is excluded. So it will start from first index and it will fetch till fifth index. So elements are 8, 1, 0, 4, and 9. And it will be enclosed within square brackets. Why? Because when we do a slicing on lists, we get a list in return. Okay. So let's run this and see. Output is 8, 1, 0, 4, and 9. Simple. All right. Let's take another example. L1. Let's start with 2, going till 7, and step of 2. Right. So this is index number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is index number 7. So it will start from index number 1, goes to 7, right? And a step of 2. So index number 2, index number 4, and index number 6. It will not go to index number 7 because that's where it ends, right? So let's run this. It will have 3 elements, 1, 4, and 7. Index number 2, 4, and 6. Right? This is what slicing in lists are. The next thing that we're going to look at is concatenation of lists. Okay. So again, this is similar to concatenation of strings. So let's say we have a list called L1, 1, 7, 3, or 2, whatever. And then we have L2, and we have 2 elements here, let's say 0 and 5. Okay. So how to do concatenation? Using the plus operator. So if you do L1 plus L2, it will not give an error. Rather, it will give, pause the video and maybe think, write it down. What will be the output? Okay, let's run this. It will be both the lists combined, 172 and 05. So if you see here, the elements of the list L1 is coming first and then followed by the elements of list L2. Why? Because that's the sequence. If I do print, and if I can do that, L2 plus L1 in this case, first the elements of L2 will come and then the elements of L1 will come. So it will be 0, 5, 1, 7, and 2. Right? Let's run this. 0, 5, 1, 7. This is concatenation of list, or in other words, joining of lists together. So here I've used 2 lists to concatenate. You can have 3, 4, 5, or multiple number of lists, right? L1 plus L2 plus L3, and so on and so forth. That will work. Okay. Then we have repetition of lists. Okay. So repetition operator is the star operator, in which we can do like this. Let's say L2 star 3. Now what is this? Again, similar to strings. What it will do? Write down the output for yourself and compare when I run this. Okay. So L2 star 3 will repeat the elements of L2 list 3 times. So 05, 05, 05 will be repeated 3 times. Let's run this. 05, 05, and 05. How they are repeated? They are repeated inside a single list. So elements are repeated and stored in a same list in the output, right? It's not like 3 lists will be there. No? Only 1 list, elements will be repeated. All right. So this is what repetition of lists are. The next thing we're going to look at some of the functions or methods that we can use with lists. Okay. So the first function that we have is append function. This function basically adds an item to the end of the list. One item is added at the end of the list. This item could be any data type. Okay. Example, fruits equal to mango, apple, and orange. Right? I print fruits, I get mango, apple, and orange. Right? Now, append function can be applied on the list. So how is the syntax? List dot append and the item, okay, that you want to append or add. The syntax. The list name dot append, and in brackets we write the value or the data or the item or the element we want to add to the list at the end of the list. Okay. So fruits is my list. I want to, let's say, add something to it. Let's say banana. So let's now print fruits. One thing to understand here is when we use any functions on strings, right, we can directly print them. But here we can't directly print them. Try printing them. Let's try printing it. Okay, let's run this. What are we getting? This mango, apple, orange we are getting with the help of with this print, line number 5. But when we print line number 7, we are not getting anything. We are getting none. Why are we getting none? What is the meaning of none? None is the value used for telling that, okay, there's nothing. It's not there, nothing, no value, right? But why is it so? If you remember in strings, when we printed something like that, right, we got an output. Let's say, for example, s1 equal to Python is fun. And if you print s1 dot replace Python with Java, right? So when I run this, I get Java is fun, right? The old value replaced with the new value. But why this is not happening with lists? There's a very basic difference between lists and strings, wherein we cannot change the existing string. We always get any function that we use with strings, we will always get a new string in the output. So s1 dot replace, when we do Python comma Java, we get a new string, Java replaced string. Java is fun. So replace will replace it with Java and then return the full string, replace string, which is Java is fun. That's why we are able to print it. But when we use append function, or most of the functions in list, we'll look at other functions as well, we don't get the list in return. We do not get the list in return. We don't get anything in return. That's why we're getting a none in the output. Now, if we don't get anything in return, so how and where and how do we verify that this banana is getting added to my fruits list? First, this banana gets added here. Okay, banana. When we do append fruits of append banana, this banana gets added here. Okay, so but append function does not return the updated list. The list gets updated. It does not create a new list when compared to strings. When we do s1 dot replace old with new, we get a new string. The s1 list is intact. But when we use any function like append in lists, it actually adds banana to the existing list. The existing list itself gets changed. This is called mutability, and we will look at this in detail in the later video. Okay, we are just having some glimpse of it in here. All right. So append function adds banana to the existing list, and the existing list fruits get changed. So how to verify that banana got added? We don't have to print this. We have to print fruits after adding the value. So let's remove this. Let's not print it. Let's just call the function and have it as it is, and print what? Print fruits. All right. So when we do that, we'll get the new list, which is having the banana added at the end of the list. This is what list do. Okay. When used with any function, the existing list only gets changed. Okay. So this is what an append function is. Now, append function always adds an element at the end of the list, right? Always. You can't add it in the middle, or you can't add it at the front. If you want to add something at the front, or you want to specify where it needs to be added, you have to use the function called insert. Adds an element before the specified index. Syntax is list name, or the variable list, dot insert the value that you want to, the item that you want to add. Oh, sorry, I think the index comes first, which index you want to add it, and what item you need to add it in that index. So let's take an example again. Let's remove these from here. Okay. So this is my fruits. Fruits is mango, apple, and orange, and I want to add banana at which index? Let's say at, this is my 0th index, this is my first index, and this is my second index. I want to add it in the middle of apple and orange, which is before the second index, right? So how do we write? Fruits dot insert before the second index. It means it will come to here, comma, banana. Again, it will not give us the list back Rather, it will change the list itself. So we have to print the list fruits to see and verify if the value got added or not. So let's run this and see. See, banana got added where? Before the second index, right? Index number 2 and banana got added. Now the index number 2 is banana, not orange. Prior to adding, the initial indexes were 0, 1 and 2. And I said 2 comma banana, which means before the second index, add banana. So 0, 1. Now at the new index 2, banana got added. Alright. So these were the couple of functions we wanted to discuss in this video. That's all.